So we all remember how powerful Albert Wesker was in Resident Evil 5, as he showed off his many superhuman-like traits.
The entire world will be infected.
Where we compare this to Alexia from Code Veronica, and how she was awakened from her cryostasis after injecting herself with the T-Veronica virus. But once out of her slumber, we had a chance to see a brief clash between these two characters. But the conclusion wasn't met in Code Veronica, so let's delve in and see who would win at Wesker's prime versus Alexia. Anyways, what is up you guys, this is DeVuH, and in this video we're going to be discussing who would win in a battle between Albert Wesker versus Alexia Ashford, as we have these two psychos go at it and show off what they're capable of. Anyways, before we get started, please feel free to like and subscribe for more Resident Evil content in the future. Alright, so let's start off with Alexia Ashford and do a quick summary on who she is and how she came to possess her powers. So Alexia was born by the means of cloning their renowned Ashford ancestor by the name of Veronica, which in a sense would have this experiment be called Project Code Veronica. But the reasons for this project is because Edward Ashford decided to do a power play of heightening his family name once again by having the clone of the famous Veronica back alive and well to rule the Ashford family once again. So this in turn gave Alexia a profound amount of intelligence and would have her graduate from the university by the age of 10 years old. Also soon after that, she became a virologist within the Umbrella Corporation, being led as a successor to the company, in case if Dr. Oswald E. Spencer tried to take over. But unfortunately for Edward Ashford, Alexia didn't pan out to be the perfect clone of Veronica that he wanted her to be. Instead, she became hellbent on her research of the T-Veronica virus, which is a variant of the progenitor virus, but with the added strain from an ancient ant species. So in the end, Edward Ashford actually became a test subject to his own daughter's sick desires, being injected with the T-Veronica virus and turning into a monster known as Nosferatu. This would have Alexia study her father and figure out a way to bypass the rapid mutations and learn how to control the virus, with her conclusion was to have the T-Veronica strain injected in her own body, but would then have her in cryostasis for 15 years, allowing her body and the T-Veronica virus to assimilate. So when the time comes, she would be awakened to having superhuman-like powers, with the full control of the T-Veronica virus under her grasp.
Our lucky day! The key's in it! Ah!
Steve!
So in Resident Evil Code Veronica, we will delve into this process and saw her and Albert Wesker confront each other for a short segment. With both characters dealing with one another, we had a chance to see a small sample size of what a clash could have been between these two. Because as we saw Wesker in Resident Evil 5, he showed his superhuman-like abilities like no other. So I consider this his physical prime, compared to Alexia, where we can only work with what we saw in Code Veronica and Darkside Chronicles. So we'll just have to assume that this would have been her physical peak as well. Anyway, so the clash between these two would probably start the same like in Code Veronica, with each person staring at one another, possibly trying to size each other up and see who would make the first move. So I can see Wesker taking the initiative and use his speed to close the distance between them, but Alexia on the other hand would probably be aware of this and try to wall herself off from Wesker's attacks by surrounding herself with fire, which was caused by having her blood combust once outside her body. So Wesker has to be wary of this trait and not being overly aggressive and causing some of that combustible blood get all over him. But like in Code Veronica, he could probably run in different angles and try to find an opening with his speed, possibly landing a solid blow to Alexia. So to compensate, Alexia can start to mutate into her second form, which would have her increase in size, allowing her to summon small insect-like BLWs, or having that large tentacle attack Wesker, similar as we saw how she used it to kill off Steve Burnside. But with this mutation, Wesker can take advantage of her size, becoming a large target for him, so all he has to do is blitz around and avoid all the nuanced attacks of Alexia, possibly still giving her a difficult time. So her final attempt to compensate for her lack of speed compared to Wesker would be to transform into her dragonfly mutation, allowing her to fly around and use that to her advantage, attacking from above and shooting her projectiles if needed. So now Wesker has to come up with a way to close the distance between them, because I doubt he would have the same anti-BOW weapon that we saw eliminate Alexia in Code Veronica. So he would have to jump as high as he can to try to drag her down, which is possible because we've seen him leap up in the air with ease before. And also at some point, Alexia can't stay in the air and attack from afar forever, because if she really wants to eliminate Wesker, she would probably have to grab him somehow and do a direct attack using her combustible blood. So this could be a window of attack for Wesker, using this moment to finally take her down. So in the end, I can see Wesker winning this battle, especially at his physical prime, but it's not to say that Alexia was a slouch either, because I believe if she was given more time to acclimate to her new powers, she would have been one of the most devastating BOWs to have ever graced the Resident Evil world. Anyways, do you guys agree with my conclusion? Please let me know on who would win between Albert Wesker versus Alexia in the comment section down below. Also, if you guys enjoy the content, please feel free to hit that notification bell icon so you guys can be alerted when I upload my next video. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, you guys have a great rest of your day, and this is Hey DeVuH, signing out.